So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We are doing another episode of Arsenal Transfer News Daily. Yesterday, or whenever this has been uploaded, we did talk about potential incomings to the club, and we discussed the likelihood, and we just talked about being linked to the players and what are the possibilities of that happening. But today I want to look at some departures, but I think in this window, I think it's important to get some of the deadwood out of the club, and some of our players have been linked to other clubs, so that's what we're going to talk about today. First of all, starting with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, he's a player that was on his way to Wolverhampton Wanderers. We did cover this in our summer transfer series, but for some reason, Arteta begged him to stay, and he didn't end up going to Wolves because the deal was agreed in the principle of £20 million. Wolves ended up signing Nelson Semedo, so it's very unlikely that Wolves will come back in for him. But another club have been interested. Atletico Madrid are to bid for Arsenal defender Ainsley Maitland-Niles after Kieran Trippier's ban. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is viewed as an alternative option to Kieran Trippier, who is set to begin a 10-week ban for breaching betting rules. Arsenal defender Maitland-Niles contracted until 2023 and was subject to interest from Wolves in the summer. Atletico Madrid look to launch a bold January bid for Arsenal's Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Atletico have been monitoring the versatile defender's progress for the past 12 months. Trippier's 10-week ban for breaching betting rules is expected to see Atletico test Arsenal's resolve to keep the England international. Atletico are top of La Liga with 2 games in hand on rivals Real Madrid and have a rare chance to win the title, and for the only second time in 25 years, and need to strengthen their defensive resources in the forthcoming window. FIFA confirmed to Sky Sports News on Thursday that the former Tottenham wing-back's ban will be implemented worldwide, confirming he will miss at least 13 games for Atletico. Maitland-Niles has been one of the positive aspects of a difficult season for Arsenal, who sit 15th in the Premier League, just 4th above the relegation places. And as we said, Wolves did come to agreeing a fee, but obviously Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta kept the 23-year-old, who has received positive reviews for performances in the 16 matches he had featured so far this season. Having been called up for England duty in September, the Highland Academy graduate will be aware that to move to Atletico could help cement his place in Gareth Southgate's thinking ahead of next summer's Euros. And again, he isn't one of the highest earners at Arsenal, so a deal with Atletico would be quite easy to do. Now, my opinion on this is I think it's a deal that Atletico Madrid will try and do. Both England internationals, Kieran Trippier, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, so the similarities will be very good. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, obviously a very versatile player, can play in a various different positions, so I think that will be also a key factor in Atletico Madrid's decision making whether to go after him. Now, reports say it's a possible loan, but I think it would have to be a fee for Arsenal to get rid of him, only because Arsenal do need the money to go and strengthen in January, and I do think this deal could happen. I really do think so, mainly because he's not played that much this season. He really hasn't. He's played 1 or 2 Europa League games, and recently in the Premier League and Carabao Cup, but other than that, that was only because Hector Bellerin got suspended. So again, I doubt he'll stay, to be honest. That's just my opinion on it. But again, we'll have to see how this develops over the next few weeks, whether Atletico Madrid will put a bid in to test Arsenal's resolve, whether Mikel Arteta will still be manager of Arsenal. If a new manager comes in, will he want Ainsley? That's all things that have to be considered. But would you keep Ainsley Maitland-Niles at Arsenal as a rotation? Personally, yes, but I think if we can get good money for him, then I think we'd probably have to let him go to bring in someone else, to strengthen in other areas like the midfield, like the attack, or maybe even the defense. So yeah, leave your thoughts about Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the comment section down below. Would you sell him or would you keep him? Next bit of news is on Mesut Ozil. Now, a person in the comment section down below did ask about Mesut Ozil, so we are going to be talking about Ozil. I don't really want to, but again, we have to. He is part of our club and he is one of our top earners at the moment. So with Mesut Ozil, he has been linked to the move to Fenerbahce. Now, Arsenal right now, he earns 350 grand a week. Now, a move to Fenerbahce would mean he'd have to take a £200,000 wage cut, which would mean he'd only be on 150 grand. Still a lot of money, but considering what he was on at Arsenal, it's not that much, I guess you could say. Now, if you know, the Fenerbahce president, or whatever you want to call it, came out and said the deal was 90% certain to happen in January. Now, again, will it happen? I think it could. I think it's a deal that could potentially happen. Fenerbahce were heavily linked to them in the summer for a loan move. He has 6 months remaining left on his contract, which expires in June-July. So again, at the end of the season, you know what I mean. But again, with Mesut Ozil, he's not going to get any game time. He's literally just sitting on a Twitter Twitter account and doing absolutely nothing. He's just wasting time fighting with Piers Morgan, whatever. He's trying to stir up beef. It's not helping our club, basically, and we really need to get him off the wage book. Now again, a transfer fee, I don't think there will be one with Fenerbahce. But again, there's reports of secret meetings in London with Fenerbahce's representatives, with Ozil's representatives. Will this deal happen? Again, it's a very difficult one because of how much money he's on. If he wasn't on that much money, I think it would be a very easy deal to do. But when you're on that much money, and you know, I'm pretty sure Ozil does want to go to Fenerbahce. I think it's because, you know, the money problem, because obviously you can't go from earning 350 grand to only 150 grand. So does Ozil sit out the remaining 6 months at home and then joins Fenerbahce, or does he join now, or does he go on loan now and then, you know, he's still getting paid the full money but he's still playing football in Fenerbahce? So it's a very difficult one. But again, I think this could happen. It's still a 50-50 at the moment. I don't think it's a 90% chance. But again, I can't really say much more on the Mesut Ozil situation. Personally, I just hope he leaves, because we really need him out the club. He's causing so many problems right now. He's not making it easy for the manager as well. But again, if another manager comes in, you might want to keep him. I don't know. It depends how much money a manager would have to spend in January for Arsenal. But again, a lot of people are saying Ozil should go back into the team, you know, for the creativity reasons. Personally, I wouldn't. But again, that's the manager's choice. Above, a decision has been made that he's going to be frozen out the squad. So it'll be very interesting to see if he leaves in January or does he leave in the summer. It will be either or, obviously, because his contract does expire. So what do you guys think? Do you think Ozil will leave in January or not? Next bit of news is on Hector Bellerin, as he has once again been linked back with the move to Barcelona. Now, he was linked with the move to Barcelona in the summer, but apparently Jean Laporta, who is the Barcelona, you know, he's one of the presidential candidates, basically, and he said if he does get elected, he is reportedly set to bid £20 million for Hector Bellerin to try and bring him back. AFC Bell have done a little report on this, and they've said sources close to Hector Bellerin have confirmed the arrival of two important promises from Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain last summer. Arsenal asked for a huge sum to dump the player, which caused the two clubs to look away at the time. Now, Paris Saint-Germain was set to only be interested in a loan deal. He could have gone out on loan to Paris, but we said no, we wanted a lot of money. I do think, because I did say this in the summer, it was in the region around £35 million Arsenal wanted. So I think that's where the huge sum of money comes from. Now again, looking at the second part of this report, it says that it is understood that Arsenal have not yet informed the player's camp of a date for talks about his future, although he will enter the remaining 2 years of his contract after the summer. The player does not press for exit, and despite rumours of his agreement with Barcelona, the player puts the decision of his future in the hands of the club and at their absolute disposal. So now I think this goes on whether Arteta wants to keep the player. Obviously the Spanish links between the two. I do think Arteta likes Bellerin. It's obviously not for the good. I really don't like the player. I'll literally fly him over to Barcelona right now if I could. But again, will he leave? I'm not sure. How much money do Arsenal still want? Would they want less money? And obviously the situation with the Barcelona presidential candidates. If Laporta were to be elected for Barcelona, would they actually come in for a bid for Hector Bellerin and try and sign him and bring him back to to Spain, to Barcelona, obviously where he grew up in their academy before moving to our academy very early on in his career. So it'd be very interesting to see if Hector Bellerin would want to come back. I think he would. Barcelona obviously a very good club, and I think they would want him back. Again, we're Barcelona fans. Oh god, if you sign Bellerin, you don't know what's coming your way. Maybe he succeeds in Spain, I don't know, but I just want to get him out of here, see how much money we can get for him. I still think for how bad he is rated around Europe. So I think £20 million could be enough for us to get rid of him, because I really do want to get rid of him. So that's the news. The Hector Bellerin has once again been linked with the move back to Barcelona, especially if Joan Laporta were to be elected as Barcelona president. Would you guys sell him? I think most of you would. And how much do you think he'd go for? 20 million, 30 million, 10 million, only a loan? What do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section down below. Last bit of news is on William Saliba, as PSV have made a move for Arsenal defender William Saliba. PSV Eindhoven are interested in the player, and he could be heading on loan to them next month. The 19-year-old defender is still yet to make his Arsenal debut, having been frozen out by manager Mikel Arteta. He signed for the Gunners for £27 million in the summer of 2019 before a year back on loan at Saint Etienne. Saliba has now been set for talks with Arteta over his future, and now Football London report PSV have made an inquiry. He was expected to be introduced into the Gunners' first team this season. However, his only appearances have come in the Premier League 2 and EFL Trophy and the pre-season game against MK Dons, with the club club's youngsters, as he claimed he was locked up on social media. Obviously the thing that happened with Matteo Guendouzi, him being locked up or whatever. Again, I think this is another problem Arteta has with his hands with man management, because he's really not dealt the situation very well, because it's very clear William Saliba wants minutes, but again Arteta isn't giving it for him. What's the reason? Yes, we know his mum died. I think his dad already passed away as well, bless him. You know, it must be hard to go through that, but again, it looks like he wants to play, and if he wants to play, he can't be that bad, can he? He can't be worse than Rob Holding, Mustafi, and some of the calamitous mistakes they make. I'd rather see William Saliba making mistakes than Mustafi, because I know someone like William Saliba will learn from those mistakes. He's only 19. Put him next to Gabriel, form some sort of partnership there, and I think it would work, but I don't know what's going on at the moment. And again, it's the same thing with the managerial situation. If another manager were to come in, you would probably want to keep William Saliba. That's what I think anyway. But again, apparently there's some parts of his game Arteta don't like. But again, why don't you just give the guy a chance? Like, and he wasn't even selected for Europa League squad, and we had such an easy group as well. Like, you can't go that wrong against Dundalk, can you? Even Butterson did well against Dundalk. Come on. Big mistake happened there. But yeah, we'll have to see happens with William Saliba. I just hope Arteta does get sacked so we do keep Saliba, but we'll have to see. And I think most of you guys will probably keep him as well, but yeah, we'll just have to see how that one goes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. If you are new to the channel, obviously subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.